Action Comics 996. Dan Jurgens writing, Will Conrad on the art. This is, obviously we left last issue. They went through time again, but now they landed in a Zod-controlled planet of some kind. It doesn't seem to be Earth because there's multiple suns.
Yeah. And we find that out real quick, that they are sometime in the future, somewhere that Zod has taken over.
But they do not know when or where, though. They don't actually know.
No.
It's implied that it's not too far in the future, because it seems like after Zod got his son and what's her face? Ursa, thank you. When he got them out of the Phantom Zone, it seems that after that he went to another planet, conquered it, and this is this planet years later.
Yeah,
and obviously,
Krypton.
And
new Krypton.
New Krypton is what he's calling it. But that would mean because at the end of the book, the big cliffhanger is that his son Larzod. I was going to say Larzod. I'm thinking of Laron the werewolf, the Kryptonian werewolf. That's what I'm thinking of. But yeah,
also known as one of the coolest characters ever.
Yeah, Larzod is like, an adult. He's like 20, 30, whatever he is at the end. So
he's got a sweet beard and hair combo going on, like better than his dad ever did.
So I'd say it's about 12 to 15 years in the future. Based on what age he was when we seen him as a kid, when he came out the Phantom Zone. Yeah,
which means like either he comes across some kind of Kryptonian technology, because this is a thriving planet, right? And it looks like Krypton, but you find out that they've kind of enslaved the people of that planet.
Well, that's what I mean when I say, where is this? Because obviously it's New Krypton, but like what turned into New Krypton? Because this has to be a civilization that was already there. So I think that's interesting. There's a lot more of the Lois stuff in this issue, with her trying to sneak into this country to save her dad. And
I'm really not enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I want to.
Do you know what I think my problem is? Is I feel like it feels too
shoehorned. It feels like I needed something for Lois and John to do while Superman's, time traveling.
That's true, but that'd be okay if it felt like more of a typical Lois thing. I feel like this is such an extreme thing. Like, Lois is sneaking into a country and trying to save her dad, and she's like fighting soldiers at various points. And I'm like, I'm not actually saying that I don't think Lois could handle that situation. It's just that for what is the side plot to this other story going on, it feels too heavy and like big.
Yeah. I agree there.
And there's a lot of John like following the shadows, going, "Well, Mum, if you don't handle something, I'll be here." But he's just kind of in the shadows, doing his thing. So,
but I love Booster and Skeets in this, interacting with Superman. You kind of find out that Superman's like one of the greatest heroes of all time, but he really can't handle time traveling. Like, he can't not disrupt the butterfly.
I do like that, because it kind of like they find out this planet's enslaved, and they're pretending to be like part of the population for a little bit, and it goes all wrong by the end, because Lord Zod shows up, and I presume we're going to start next issue with a big fight, but. Basically, Booster's like, hey, you don't have to save these people, Superman. Like, if we go back to our present day, we'll stop this from ever happening. It doesn't matter. Yep. And Superman's like, but they're in pain. They need help. And it's like, but it'll be erased. They'll never go through this. So I like that kind of debate there, where I don't want to say he's dumb, but it is almost like a stupidity thing here, where he doesn't accept the idea that this will just never happen if he just goes back and fixes it in present day.
Always the best description I ever heard about the difference between Superman and Batman came from Dan Didio, surprisingly enough. And he always has said that Superman's a firefighter, Batman's a cop. One's very proactive, one's very reactive. And Superman's very reactive. He really can't do his job until something has happened. Versus Batman, who's actively trying to do things, to prevent things from happening. And that shows that here he is reacting to these people in pain, being enslaved. But he, so he feels like he needs to do something.
I like it because it's a natural weakness.
Yeah.
It's a weakness in his character. And Superman doesn't have a lot of those, because he was very Boy Scouty, of course, and he does everything right. It's nice that he has... it's funny, because it's one of those weaknesses where he's just almost too good. He can't not... but it is a weakness. So it's something
and he has to learn from Booster, who's rough around the edges, going like, hey... I do this all the time. Take it from someone who knows. And it makes Booster seem kind of like a jerk, but he's right. This is a future that might never exist.
Yeah.
You're playing with a stacked deck.
Yeah. Eradicator's there as well. Of course, he's been helping with the list, because we knew he was with the Zods. From the last time.
I love how they take it out, and then Skeets goes not undercover, but masquerades as one of those security drones.
Yeah.
And is animating the Eradicator, and he's like, guys, you know how hard, I don't need your bickering right now.
Yeah. He's complaining because they're bickering about time travel and saving people.
Yeah.
Nah, it's good. I thought this issue was. I think overall I'd say it was okay. Like I like some of the ideas. I didn't like the low stuff very much. I think the art's just okay. Some of the faces were occasionally a little bit sort of bland in their execution.
It was fine. It's kind of an uptick from the last couple issues.
Yeah.
So I'll take that.
It's basically an encapsulation of how Action Comics has been since it started, where there's some good, there's some bad, there's some really mediocre. It's kind of all over the place in that sense. But it's still, if you like Superman, you're worth sort of working through it and reading it. But it's never a standout, I don't think. Well, not usually anyway. There's been maybe one or two standout issues.
It's been baseline, and that's all I can ask for as a Superman fan. It's a fun read. I enjoyed this one. So, and that at the end with Lorzod, and of course you get the Neil line and all that. So, nothing will top Find Him.
That was funny at the start, where the drone kept saying, "You will kneel before Zod. You will kneel before Zod," and eventually, like, Superman just snaps and starts smashing the shit out of the drones and the robots. So there's some fun stuff in there, but it wasn't like a standout issue by any means.